and they're going to keep you off guard with some stuff. We knew that going into it. I got to look at the tape again, but I did feel like there was a lot of pressure. I felt like we were moving backwards the majority of the second half with penalties, with negative plays. And versus a team like that, you don't have very many opportunities. You know, we had 4 drives in the second half, and I thought in each of those 4 drives, I thought we were doing some sort of behind-the-chains play at some point in each of those drives. Can't do that. Tried to get to some efficient underneath plays, and I couldn't get to. They matched it up well. Again, I got to see it closer on tape, but I thought just across the board they got after us in general. I still think we got a pretty good offense, and I think we got to get back to the drawing board and make sure that we get these things corrected over the bye week moving forward.
The way that they attacked you when they did get pressure, though, it seemed like it almost always got home. You were never able to pick it up, to where you had the chance to, to throw the ball and take advantage of that.
Right.
Part of what you saw.
Yeah, I saw that. I kept seeing them rush 3 and us getting, escaping the pocket somehow. I don't know what was going on exactly. You got to see it first, but I thought Will's got to be smarter with the ball in those situations. Sometimes just chalk it up and throw it away. But yeah, I felt like that everybody at some point, took their turn throughout the course of a drive. If it was receivers with drops, if it was Will taking sacks, or an O-line or running back, we only called 42 plays. That's probably the least amount I've ever called in the game, and a lot of that is just due to the efficiency of where we were at. I thought we'd hit a run here and there. They were going to give you a light box like we talked about. We talked about how the run game had to be what decided the end result for us. And I thought it hit at times, and I just thought the inconsistency of it, I kept sticking to it. You look at what Will ran. Like Will, I think, ended up with 15 pass attempts out of the 42, which there was a few scrambles on those. So,
plus 6-7 sacks, plus whatever. I mean, you probably dropped through it 30 times, tried to throw it 30 times.
Maybe, yeah. You'd have to look at it. That into the 2-minute situation, the 2-minute drive where you're trying to get it, where I thought they matched it up, but. Again, I just thought we got outplayed, outcoached everything throughout the course of this game. And, we knew we were going to have minimal possessions, and we talked about taking advantage of it, and we didn't.
Was there any adjustment you wanted to make but just couldn't because the situation was always behind the chains?
Yeah, that was hard, and they're a tough team to make sure, like, when you're behind the chains, they are a drop 8 team. They keep everything bottled up, so you're searching to get it to cut the distance in half on that second down call to try to get you in a manageable third down, and sometimes we could never do it. Sometimes we did. Probably the disappointing one was where we had a 2nd and 20, I felt like, and then we hit the screen to Gary. We got to a 3rd and 2, which was a great play by Will and Gary, and then we just couldn't capitalize on the 3rd and 2 with our run game. So I got to look at a lot of it, but overall I felt like they just got after us across the board.
Was that 3rd and 2 call just going off their tendencies, or?
Yeah, they give you a favorable box to run it into. I felt like it was a light box. We got to take advantage of that. If teams are gonna be concerned with our pass game and bracket everybody, we got to be efficient in the run game. And I felt like at times I was leaning on it and it was working, and then times we would just stall out and we weren't getting anything popping in the run game. So, we got to figure out how to get back to work and watch this tape and make sure that these kids understand where we're at and that the season's not over and there's no finger point going on, and that we got to keep moving forward because everybody's got a loss in this conference right now, so they're still wide open in my mind.
So was the absence of Letty felt at all, do you think?
No, I thought they hit at times. I thought Kennedy and Petaway were doing a good job. I really did. Again, we just didn't have very many opportunities, and we didn't take advantage of it. We put the defense in a bind at times, and we understood that if we didn't take advantage and score, that we may never get the ball back. And when you end up with 4 possessions in the second half, when you're a 1-possession game at halftime, you got to take advantage of that.
First time we've seen Will confused, at least it seemed like that. Do you think he was? Were they doing stuff just to drop an 8 and causing him problems?
I thought, And again, I got to look at it, but I felt like they'd cover the first read, maybe the second read, and then I think I don't know if he had time to get to the third read. I don't know if he was just searching, trying to extend plays or what, but he normally is pretty disciplined in going through all the progressions and get it down to a check down. So I got to look at that, but I thought he was just trying to play a game. He may have pressed a little bit at times, but they were dropping 8 and they were matching our receivers pretty well.